The man was convicted, but he has not been sentenced. The man was convicted, but he has not been sentenced. What are we celebrating? Why do black people keep on celebrating empty-ass symbolic victories?
Same thing he does every day.
Why do black people keep on celebrating empty-ass symbolic victories, brothers?
He celebrates empty-ass symbolic victories all the time. When it comes to correlation, the past accomplishments and goals achieved by Euro-melanated black and brown peoples of this continuous continental landmass. He correlates himself to their accomplishments all the time. When it comes to his memory retention, that's the best part about him. Or some kind of anniversary of a previous city or location he didn't visited, just for a speaking engagement where nothing was accomplished other than running his mouth. He celebrates those all the time. He brings them up as proclamations all the time of anniversaries. So this symbolic, hollow-ass, frivolous-ass victories that amount to absolutely nothing. So I guess he's speaking on himself, again, as always. But he's projecting it on other Euro-melanated black and brown peoples. That's what he always does. So let's continue.
The man has not been sentenced. We don't know how long he's going to go to jail. We don't know how long
And the minimum amount of what Derek Chauvin will get from all three convictions of what I think was like a third-degree involuntary manslaughter, second-degree involuntary manslaughter, and a murder, at least the amount he's going to get is like 15 years. This fool tried to say he probably get 5 years. So, let's continue.
Brothers and sisters, didn't they just kill? Didn't the demons, didn't they just kill our little 15-year-old sister up in Columbus?
And Columbus, Cincinnati, Dayton, Miami, Ohio, Cleveland. Like, Ohio's like one of the most racist states in the country. More often than not, you have like more unarmed, melanated black and brown people being killed by law enforcement in the state of Ohio than anywhere. And it's horrible there. But in the circumstance of I said Micaiah. I said Micaiah. I'm sorry if I butchered her name. Bryant. In that case, like, you saw the body cam and you saw the incident. Well, the girl was like wildly swinging around a blade trying to stab another woman and or girl, and she was told multiple times to put the knife down and get on the ground, and she did not. It was ways to go about it, incapacitate her, by like shooting her in the leg or shoulder, actually using a taser. At that point in time, instead of just shooting her in the torso and killing her, either those ways to go about it. But you already know the atmosphere you're in and how law enforcement regards us as inferior or subhuman, or always as a apparent threat, which she was presenting to another neuromelanated black and brown woman. This girl was 15, over there swinging a knife around wildly as if she's in the guy. And I guess it was crazy. She was in a knife fight with somebody that was unarmed. And the way she was going about it was extremely disturbing, to say the least. And most, I'm not going to say she just brought it on herself, but you already, like I said, the atmosphere we're in, especially when you're concerned in Caucasian law enforcement, and you already giving them justification to actually use extreme and deadly force. Because you already know the law enforcement, they have the autonomy on violence. They have qualified immunity and implicit bias. All these things are operating at the same time, and you put yourself in a predicament and circumstance like that you already know they're going to go to first resort as pulling the gun on and shooting you. And I'm supposed to feel some kind of sympathy or way about that when she put herself in that situation. It was like, goes down to the parenting. Like, where were the parents? What the hell is going on? Why the hell is she attacking another woman with a knife? Of course, it wasn't a threat to the police officer because she was trying to stab up and kill a girl. And she got shot for it. Well, she could have been incapacitated another way. But again, don't do such things. Especially in an incident like that. Don't put yourself in such a predicament where the police have no choice. Well, in their estimation, the choices they have are very limited when it concerns us, our particular ethnicity. But don't put yourself in that predicament scenario where they automatically are going to shoot and kill you. Is what I'm saying.
Yesterday, didn't they just kill her? Isn't Dante's killer, police killer, still at large, brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
So what are we celebrating? We didn't get no victory at all. That was not a victory. George Floyd ain't coming back. Breonna Taylor ain't coming back. Ahmaud Arbery ain't coming back. What do you think we doing?
That's like thousands upon thousands of, Euro-Atlantic black and brown people that's killed by their own ethnicity ain't coming back. All right? If you want to talk about it, I mean, we kill each other more than the law enforcement does every year. And more Caucasian Iranians are killed by law enforcement every year in this country. But by percentage, we have more of an interaction with law enforcement. There's something like a detrimental connotative effect towards us. That's by a very high percentage. Much higher than what the Caucasian Iranians, Asians, and Hispanics go through. That's understandable. But by population density, Caucasian Iranians are killed more. Population density, there are more Caucasian Iranians incarcerated. By population density, is more Caucasian Iranians that live at or below the poverty line. Before the pandemic hit, like 6-7 million people that live at or below the poverty line is Caucasian Iranian. Now you can up that to probably like 85 million people that live at or below the poverty line is Caucasian Iranian. Because they make it seem like everything's just happening in our particular ethnicity. No, it's not. I mean, we get the hardest hit. I mean, the first feel the full brunt of the force every damn time. And we always take the longest to actually recover and have some kind of healing convalescence from it at all times. Even if it's any kind of healing convalescence that comes with that kind of physiological, psychological, emotional, mental trauma in the first place. But again, if you want to talk about it, and you want to be real specific and get real technical with it, we can do that. And then I'll eviscerate this guy every time. So that's all. Uh-oh, saw the code enforcement. Uh-oh, got scared.
Hold on.
Oh, got scared as bitch. As you already know, this place is not up to code because the band Trap House band is still on the vacant property list. They know about $320,000 in property taxes for this year, and he doesn't have no tax abatement for this year.
Dr. Umar, we met before.
On the payment plan from the beginning.
We met before. Okay. All right. I saw you sitting out here by the school, so I just wanted to check in.
Hey, can you find out with the fence?
Oh, he ain't gonna do shit about that fence.
The brother I'm just with just looked at the fence.
Okay.
So brother, he don't got nobody looking at the damn.
That's what he was here for.
Thank you.
All right, so you just chilling?
He just looked at the fence and do new shit.
Okay, I didn't know if you needed to holler at me.
No.
Okay, whenever I see y'all, I come over to y'all. That's all I was.
Okay. I don't holler at you right now because they already know you ain't doing the damn thing.
All right, brother.
You ain't on shit.
So yeah, brothers and sisters, that was City of Wilmington code enforcement.
Oh yeah, they on your ass.
Had to make sure we ain't had no violations.
Yeah, plenty of those.
But brothers and sisters, Brianna ain't coming back. Tamir ain't coming back.
So let's get to the main part.
Sandra ain't coming back.
Now, this is when he really started ranting for real, because he high as hell right now. You know, they're spitting, every goddamn way spitting on his beard and shit. Just looking trifling as hell. Look, he goes into his real rant about, you know, how it's not executive order, you know, been put forward for, you know, discrimination and hatred and outright, well, you say police brutality and genocide against people of our particular ethnicity. Well, you already have such laws on the books. They just need to be enforced continuously or seriously and enhanced. I mean, why do you think you got the terminology of a hate crime in the first place? I mean, especially with this, on this continuous continental landmass, when it concerns Euro, melanated black and brown peoples. I mean, it came wrong. I mean, where do you think you got the civil rights laws from? It's like specifically for people tailor-made for our ethnicity. No, it needs to be enhanced. It needs to be further enforced continuously. But you already have laws on the books. You don't have an executive order per se that actually really protects us against, you know, racial discrimination, epithets, slurs, hate crimes when it has some kind of, I say, physiological, emotional, mental trauma involved, some negative connotative detrimental experience involved with other ethnicities, especially when targeting us. Like I said again, I mean, you'll see.
President Biden, why is it okay that you can issue an executive order from your Oval Office to protect the life of the transgenders? On your first day of office, you signed an executive order to protect the transgenders, but you ain't signed an executive order to protect black people yet. President Joe Biden,
laws on the books to protect black
help
people.
me understand why the transgenders can get executive protection. The Asians can get executive protection. Illegal immigrants can get executive protection, but you have yet.
What executive protection?
You have yet to give black people, the people who built this country, executive protection.
So like
you have had 3 major police
racial epithet or slur
brutality
at any
cases
of these ethnic groups or sexual
while you've been
orientation
president.
affiliated people.
You've been in office for 3 months, 90 days, 12 weeks. President Joe Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, you have been in office 3 months, 12 weeks, 90 days. You have had 3...
And Negro, you have been begging for money for 16 plus years and have shit to show for it, other than taking people's money and misappropriating it for your own damn lifestyle. You have had how long? Especially with these abandoned trap house bandos you got to still on the vacant property list, and you have paid no property taxes or utility bills or vacant property taxes, and you still have all the hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in renovation, repairs, and new construction needs to be done. And this is what you're doing. There's a minute some bombshells dropped about how much he actually had to pay just to get the electrical system, the rewiring, the repair and replacement, and troubleshooting that needs to be done for the small building and the small gym. $160,000 worth of work. And we're not even talking about the big building, the big gymnasium. So you tell them that it's going to cost that much for electrical rewiring, troubleshooting, and replacement work for that. I can just only imagine like the big building and the big gym be double that. And that's just for the electrical work. We're not talking about the carpentry, the plumbing, the drywall, the plastering, the roofing work, the gas furnaces, the water heat pump. We're not tiling. We're not talking about any of this. The work that needs to be done outside behind the buildings. It's millions of dollars worth of work needs to be done. And this is what this fool doing. Oh, he ranting on. So let's continue.
Police terrorism cases on your watch. You have had Dante Wright. You have had Officer Nazario.
Nazario? Okay. That case was happened in December 2020 under the Trump administration. And it just came to light. The video just came to light. Earlier this month when the incident happened in December 2020. An officer in that case, he got fired. He should be charged with the use of excessive force. No, in the incident was somebody didn't do anything wrong whatsoever. And they wasn't charged or anything. He wasn't even told what he was actually being pulled over for in the first place. So that was in December 2012. So he has 2, or you can call police terroristic events against people of our particular ethnicity. So there's 2, not 3. And they Dante, right? It just happened. It just happened. And again, why don't you speak on? Because we have what in this country? What did they say? About 108 people getting killed every day from gun violence in this country. 316 just wounded, maimed for life in this country every day. And how, out of that number, the ones that's wounded and the ones that's killed, how many involve law enforcement with unarmed neuromelanated black and brown peoples, or how much is involved with own ethnicities killing each other? Especially our ethnicity, we kill each other. How often do we kill each other every day? That's not involving law enforcement. That's never spoken on. Not even knowledge like that. It's only in Black Lives Only Matter when it's some other ethnicity taking it from. Not when your own ethnicity is killing each other. That needs to be a hell lot of knowledge. That needs to be at the forefront of any damn thing. You want to talk about it. But let's continue.
By the police in his uniform, and now you have had our little sister in Columbus. 3 major police terrorism cases while you've been in office. Still no executive order. The U.S. flag still has not been cast at half-mast. Why wasn't the U.S. flag cast at half-mast, President Joe Biden?
So what the executive order would be filed? Would it be against law enforcement and any kind of interaction with neuromelanated black and brown peoples? So they should be held accountable in whichever way, to the fullest extent, fullest propensity of accountability and transparency. And given there should be consequences and repercussions for their actions, especially if they take it to an extent where somebody's life is lost, or some kind of adverse long-term or intermittent long-term psychological, emotional, mental traumatic effect. Or are you gonna have Joe Biden issue an executive order for when we kill our own ethnicity at a much higher clip, 5, 6, 7 times more than what law enforcement does every day? Is there gonna be an executive order for that too? No? Just when law enforcement kills us, right? or uses excessive force or try to brutalize us or demean us in any kind, disparage us in any kind of way, or oppress us, subjugate us, as been doing for hundreds of years. Does that go for that, or when we, do the same thing to each other? Because we oppress and subjugate each other all the time, outside of what the government does and what the militant autonomy and violence propaganda arm of the deep state and the two upper echelons of the deep state, law enforcement, police officers. So which is that go, or there's gonna be time? Just the ones that's dealing with law enforcement, right? Okay, that knocks out a little chunk of us being genocide or brutalized every day in this country. But what about what we do to ourselves every damn day? You can talk about that? Okay.
Why we didn't get an executive order yet, President Joe Biden? Huh?
He mad, boy. That cocaine kicking in a little bit.
Why we ain't get an executive order for black people yet? You can go to jail for calling an Asian a racial slur,
No,
and I don't support it. I don't support calling anybody out of their name. I do not support racial disrespect in any way. I don't support bigotry or discrimination or intolerance or xenophobia. But why is it you can go to jail for calling an Asian a racial slur? You can go to jail for calling an Asian a racial slur in the United States. But you don't go to jail for taking black life. Help me understand.
You do go to jail for taking black life.
I'm talking to the president. Help me understand why you can go to jail if you call an Asian out of their name. Joe Biden.
Where is this instance that anybody calls an Asian out of their name, they're going to jail? Like if they call a police officer and say, well, if somebody like threw a racially insensitive epithet, a slur, if you're Asian, of Asian ethnicity, and the police just show up instantaneously and you're going to jail. Where's the incident of that happening? And then you say, well, people that kill black people, they don't go to jail. Well, yeah, they do. All the time. We kill each other all the time. We go to jail for it. So what the hell are you talking about? You talking about law enforcement does it? You have to be very precise. You have to be able to differentiate what you're talking about. You have to be specific. Real prefaces and specificity. You don't really have it. He just, speaking in generalities and just ranting and getting spitting. But again, we go to jail for killing each other all the time. Not also, well, even when other ethnicities do it. Outside law enforcement, they go to jail. So what the hell is he talking about?
Illegal to use racial slurs against Asians. I don't have a problem with that.
All over that dirty.
I don't have a problem with that. But why is it not illegal for you to take the life of a black person?
It is.
It's illegal.
It is.
To call an Asian out of their name. You go to jail for that, but you won't go to jail for taking the life of a black person. Answer me, President. Answer me, President.
He doesn't know who the hell
Sister
you are.
Deidre, I'm not angry, sister. I'm full of passion.
Oh, you angry.
And if I would quote one of my great grandmaster teacher, scholar ancestors, whose name is escaping me right now, James, help me out, family.
James Baldwin?
Our great writer, James Baldwin. James Baldwin said, to be an African American is to be an African without a memory and an American without privileges. Let me quote James Baldwin again.
Without a memory. Oh, you got a memory, you got a history. It's just not the white one provided to you. You have to really get search and dig deep to find it. And be American without, the privileges of ethnicity, well, particularly just the Caucasian rolling, the entitlement and, the privileges they are just automatically given, Okay, yeah, he's right on that.
Quote the ancestor. He said, to be an African American is to be an African without a memory and an American without no privileges.
This ain't the right one. He doesn't got the privileges. Well,
everybody getting rights but us.
You got rights.
And then you Obama maniacs said that Obama couldn't write no laws just for black people. Well, if Obama couldn't write no laws just for black people, why was Joe Biden able to write laws? Well, it's not him actually
writing laws. This is both chambers of Congress, the legislative branch of the federal government. They did put up laws, plenty of them. They just have to be enforced continuously and enhanced. What the fuck is he talking about? Does he even read? Does he even read up on these things? Because it's easy to find out what's actually been done during previous administration, especially when it comes to executive orders or any legislation that's wrote up through the both chambers of Congress. They actually, become amendments. They actually get, initialization, actualization of actual policy. It's infrastructure put in place for it to be initialized in the first place. So, again, like you say, he's ranting high as hell off that cocaine. And again, what's getting done to the band Trap House Bandos? Absolutely nothing. But he's about to start begging for money. Hold on.
People, if Barack Obama couldn't make a law for
spit
black
all
people,
of us goddamn
why was Joe Biden able to write laws just for Asian people? If Barack Obama couldn't make a law for black people, why was Joe Biden able to make a law for Asians? Help me out.
Laws are made for New
What's up with the double
black
standard?
and brown people. They already been there. What the hell is he talking about? I don't understand what the fuck he's talking about.
What's up with the double standard?
What's up with the double standard? You not doing what the hell you need to do up people money. Know that
What's up with the double standard?
Snorting up all the goddamn cocaine.
What's up with the double standard?
Esophagus down his damn throat.
This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism, King Kong consciousness, the most requested and influential black scholar in the world. I said it, most requested and influential black scholar in the world. Hands down, nobody's even close.
Hands down.
That's not arrogance, it's the truth.
Nah, it's just absolute arrogance and disillusionment.
Hit the cash app, $F. I'm walking around the Frederick Douglass High School. Look at your high school. Look at that gymnasium. This is your block.
It's a bad trap.
But then we got to pay $300,000 in taxes and $300,000 in renovation for the Garvey building. This is your school.
It's not.
This is your campus, brothers and sisters. This is all yours. These are your four buildings. That's the Nat Turner Gymnasium. That's the Nat. I'm hoping one of our celebrities will throw Dr. Umar alley-oop so I can two-hand dunk it. I need a financial alley-oop, gangster rappers. I need a financial alley-oop, my R&B singers. I need a financial alley-oop, my comedians and actors. Can somebody loan us the money to finish the campus so we can get it done for black boys and girls? That's what I'm on. I'm on liberation. I'm on institution building. That's what I'm on. This is our block. And I want to thank all the brothers and sisters who helped us raise money to purchase this school. I want to thank all the brothers and sisters who helped us raise money. That's the Marcus Garvey Elementary School. We're working on it right now. That's the Marcus Garvey Elementary School. We're working on it right now. That's the most honorable Marcus Garvey Elementary School. We're working on it right now. That's the Nat Turner Jean-Jacques Dessalines Gymnasium. The Nat Turner Jean-Jacques Dessalines Gymnasium, brothers and sisters.
Who's out there?
This is the Frederick Douglass High School.
Other than you.
The Frederick Douglass High School. Look at that gymnasium.
That gymnasium.
Come on, y'all.
It's a building, you dumbass. You can't see inside.
We can't get a loan. Y'all out here spending money on cars and clothes and all kind of junk. We can't get no money for the boys' school.
Need money.
You damn coons.
All y'all. About to sit on that dirty ass rock again. Look,
liberation for everybody or liberation for nobody. I'm at the RBG.
Oh shit.
Rock. Liberation for everybody or liberation for nobody. Hit the cash app, $FDMG school. Hit your 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 PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG
Look at how high he is.
Shout out to my Caribbean Africans, my Jamaicans, my Haitians, my Barbadians. Show respect. No such thing as a half-breed. We're not talking about animals. We're talking about people. Don't call none of my mixed race Africans no half-breed.
Talking shit about ass
if that's what you feel, don't come to the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. If you feel a mixed race African is not an African, don't bring your ass to the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. We don't play eugenics. We don't practice racism and discrimination within our race. One race, one people. One race, one people, one nation, RBG all over the world. Global African nationalism. Universal African nationalism. Revolutionary Pan-African nationalism.
Spitting his ass off.
celebrating no damn conviction. What you celebrating the conviction for? That man ain't been sentenced yet. Wake up, black people. Let's get these institutions built. Let's get these banks built. Let's get these schools built. Let's get these supermarkets built.
You know what?
That's what I'm talking about. Let's get these hospitals built.
Let me show them.
Where the shipping line at?
We want to know all
Where
these
the
things
manufacturing line? Where the factories at, brothers and sisters? We ain't winning nothing.
You hear this fool say we ain't doing nothing, we ain't winning nothing, we ain't building nothing. There's a shout out to Taz Exclusives for doing this video that's showing what's actually being done that needs to be acknowledged. Needs to be more of it, more focused. But as neuro-melanated black and brown peoples in this continuing continental landmass, even globally, we're doing a lot. But there's a lot more to be done compared to what Jermaine Shoemake doing, which run his damn mouth and ain't doing shit. But this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing right here. That's what you know. What's that say? That ain't that something to do with manufacturing right there? Huh? Manufacturers, fly lines, stuff like that. It ain't something to do with that? Production? There's more. What'd I tell you? And definitely check out this website right here because it's very powerful. Because of them, we can. It keeps you on date with all the things that we're actually doing out here that need more of. Needs more knowledge and focus and support behind what's actually being done. You let this fool tell it, we ain't doing shit outside of him. First black-owned operated barbershop in a Walmart. I mean, that's something. That's big. It's back in October 10th, 2019. But you didn't talk about it. It's not put in focus. Other than, for neuro-melanated black and brown women, they're putting the focus outside of Meet the Man opened the first black-owned cannabis school. That's what we're doing. What Jermaine Shoemake ain't doing, this is what we're doing. All fucking talk and don't know what the hell he talking about most of the goddamn time. But he got another sycophantic sheeple, extremely misguided, gullible, impressionable, and people that's very misinformed. Or ain't even trying to be goddamn informed about most things because they don't want to read. They just want to go off what Jermaine Shoemake tell them. See that? That's what we're doing. Men doing. Need a lot more of it, of course. But we're doing something compared to what Jermaine Shoemake doing, which is nothing. What does that date say? July 22nd, 2020. Okay. Like I said, needs a lot more acknowledgement and focus. A lot more needs to be done. But it's a start, and we're actually growing. Okay. What did I say? January 6th, 2019. And shout out to Taz Exclusives, putting this out there. It's great content as always. What does that say? 2 black-owned breweries in Atlanta give thrillers hope for the future. Isn't that something to do with manufacturing right there? I would think so. I think we're doing things out here. Doing a lot more what Jermaine Shoemake doing than begging for money every goddamn day. That's what I think we're doing. Function as a brewery, bakery, farm, and even a horse rest. You see that? You see what he doing? And what was this? August 21st, when he supposedly opened up them band and trap house bandos as a goddamn school, right? This is when all this article came out, right? And what happened on that day? What was Jermaine doing? Oh, okay. He wasn't nowhere near the trap house bandos. Okay. Stupid nigga talking shit. I don't know what the hell he talking about. Isn't that something to do with manufacturing right there? Manufacturing of non-essential, essential products. I mean, I'm showing you plenty of examples of that and what we're actually doing. We need more of it, of course. But we're doing something compared to what Jermaine Shoemaker's doing, which is nothing. We're running his damn mouth. And you don't know what the hell he's talking about. You can easily look all this up. The information is there. Oh, damn. Create the nation's largest back-controlled bank and first with assets of more than $1 billion. Need more like it. But it's a start. A very important start. Not incremental at all. It's transitioning. Transitory and transcendental. More manufacturing. So this is what we're doing. Again, going back to the juxtaposition of what Jermaine Shoemaker's doing. Absolutely nothing. Run his mouth. But they ain't build shit because those man the trap house band those been there. He didn't build shit. He just purchased the buildings with other people's money. What the fuck did he build? He has a fake non-profit that has no employees, no office location, no office hours, no product, service, or good that it offers. It's just a fucking P.O. box with no board of trustees, just like he has no school board. He has no employees, have no instructors. He doesn't have any application for employment or enrollment. He doesn't have any liability insurance. Doesn't have no reserve financial liquidity. They say it has no school, it has no school plan or business plan or letter of intent filed with the Delaware State Department of Education and Newcastle County School District, or like I said, letter of intent filed with Wilmington, Delaware, so they don't know what the hell he's doing, which is absolutely nothing. That's what we're doing. Let's give you plenty of examples of what we're actually doing, what we actually got accomplished. And like I said, we have a very long way to go. But we're getting somewhere. We're doing something compared to what the hell he's doing. So that's what he wants you to focus on. So I just wanted to, get that out the way.
Look at your high school.
Look at that
trap
house band.
This is your block. But then we got to pay $300,000 in taxes and $300,000 in renovation for the Darby building. This is your school. This is your campus, brothers and sisters. This is all yours. These are your full buildings.
Property tax, utility bills.
That's the Nat Turner Gymnasium. That's the Nat. I'm hoping one of our celebrities will throw Dr. Umar Ali so I can two-hand dunk it. I need